So it's me. And it's Thursday, December 22nd of 2002. And yeah, there's more COVID crisis happening somewhere in the world. Ugh. Frustrating as hell, isn't it? Don't you think? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my operation a week ago. Literally a week ago, last Thursday. I had my gallbladder out. Yeah. I had my gallbladder out. It was a necessary procedure. I've been living with gallbladder attacks for decades. Those are scary. Those are very scary. Now, because I live in Canada, I have access to public health care, which means that to get this operation, which was not an emergency, my gallbladder had not burst. To get this operation, I paid $0.00. That's right, because I was covered by the national health care coverage and provincial health care coverage at the same time. And as a result, I was not bankrupted by the necessary but not emergency surgery that I chose to have to prevent myself from having an emergency down the road. And that's how public health care works. Now, there were problems, of course. There were issues. One of the issues is class-related. Living in a capitalist society, I am, of course, subjected to the stigma associated with poverty. And that poverty stigma is that if you're poor and you go into a hospital writhing in pain, it's not because you're in pain, it's because you are a drug seeker. And this stigma is promoted not just in Canada, but also south of the border in America. Poor people don't go to hospitals to get help, they go to hospitals to get drugs. This is the prevailing belief system of the wealthy people who become doctors, because you've got to be rich to go to medical school. Believe me, it's expensive. Yeah. And so doctors are generally drawn from the wealthier classes, and they tend to bring with them a lot of the prejudices that are spoon-fed to them by a capitalistic system. A capitalistic system that stigmatizes the poor as, again, drug seekers. And yes, it took me a long time to get the health care that I needed. This wasn't because of a public health care system, though. This was because of class prejudice that is, for the most part, supported by the same people who want us to have a private health care system. In other words, the conservatives. Yes, yeah. Conservatives are very big on promoting the idea that poor people are just a bunch of dirty druggies, rather than being victims of circumstances very often beyond our control. And they promote this notion, and they also promote the notion that we, the poor, do not deserve health care. And yes, the Conservatives are trying to undermine health care, both here in the province of Ontario and nationally, right across Canada. They're trying to scrap public health care and bring in an American private for-profit system, very often involving American private for-profit companies. Yes. Yeah. And this is something we need to prevent, because if it weren't for public health care, I would not have been able to afford to have my gallbladder out. If it were not for public health care, I would have had to borrow several $100,000 to pay for the procedure that I received to take out my gallbladder, an organ that has been causing me problems for 40 years, easily 40 years of agony. And while I'm highly critical of the capitalist system that dismissed my suffering as drug-seeking, I nevertheless am very grateful for the socialist system of public health care, which, once doctors actually took my pain seriously, allowed me to receive the health care that I needed to not have to worry about a lethal gallbladder attack down the road, because these things just get worse over time. They do. They do. And yeah. So yes, public health care is socialism. It's socialism. It's plain and simple. Public education is socialism. Outrageously high tuition fees for medical students is capitalism, designed to keep the poor from becoming doctors, so we don't have a bunch of proletariat running around in the hospital saying, no, he's not a drug seeker, he's actually suffering. Because if we allow that, well, pretty soon we won't be able to have rich people having exclusive run of the hospitals. They'll have to share a ward with poor people. And that's communism, don't you know? Yeah. So yes, from the day that my doctor talked to the surgeon about getting me in to receive this operation until the day that I actually got the operation, 2 months. 2 months. That was how long it took. 2 months. Not 20 years like American advocates of private health care constantly keep telling us, but 2 months. In fact, it was a little under 2 months. It was the very beginning, the very end of October, and I got the surgery in the second week of December, so just under 2 months. Yeah, a little under 1.5 to 1 3/4 months to go from saying, yeah, let's do this operation, to actually being laid out on the operating table and having my guts opened up like a chicken on the cutting board. Yeah. Yeah. So yes, public health care got me the health care that I needed without bankrupting me. And it was good quality health care. No infection, very small incision. I'll show you. There's like almost nothing visible there, okay? Yeah. Modern surgical techniques were used, modern anesthesias, and it was a very clean hospital because there is a single standard for hospitals in this country, and that is the standard. But yes, socialism got me the health care that I needed. Capitalism forced me to wait 40 years to be taken seriously. Yeah. 40 years is a long time to wait. But that's capitalism for you.